This is a match that started just over an hour ago, and I've just came online. It's it's the middle of the afternoon. What date's today? Is this the 21st of July? And this is a first round match in the I've forgotten the name of the bloody tournament now as well. What's it called again? It's the World Series of Pool 9-Ball Championship, race to 18, and this is a match that's well, I think they've made 3 attempts to get this match going, and I thought that was it all over when it failed the second time, but they're going ahead now, and at the moment it's going against the rating. We've got Ice Age, who is from Australia, and Shibo from Serbia. And Shibo's got work to do. He's 2 behind in this race to 18. One thing is, Shibo has been a regular virtual pool player in the past, but he doesn't play much at all. Very little, if anything. I mean, it's been months and months he's been away from VP4. No doubt he's got the same story as quite a lot of people. Work commitments override the commitment to play a game online. You just sometimes don't have the time. Ice Age is a player I've never seen play, so this is my first look at him. Good afternoon to Tommy. This is just out of the blue, didn't know it was on, just came online. So we'll catch the business end of the match. Well, Shibo, I think the Shibo actually won a 10-ball Virtual 1 Championship, Virtual World Championship at one time. I actually played him in a Virtual 9-ball World Championship, if I remember rightly. I can't remember the score. All I know is I managed to scrape through in that match. He does tend to go for his shots and play a bit loose, which would be one reason he's behind. But also, in his defence, you know, if you don't get the table time, you lose that whatever touch you've got. So that match will be a second round match then, because I think Acero's already played a match. I missed that one as well because Acero's in Japan. And I haven't been getting any emails through from Tin to let me know when matches are going ahead, so I'm just as much in the dark. So of course this tournament, the difference with this is we're back to a format we've had too many times in these 9-ball tournaments in the past. We have alternate break and no jump queues, which, as I keep saying, it breaks up any momentum you're ever going to get in a match. Now here's a good chance here for Shibo. It's been that long since he's been around, I've forgotten what his original name was. He's had 2 or 3 different names. In fact, I've just remembered what I think his original name was Diablo, and that's what I made a point of always calling him. You see, there's a careless miss in a 6. Now, luckily for him, he hasn't left the bank, and I don't know whether Ice Age actually looked here, but the bank was never on. And now Shibo's got a chance to lock him up behind the 9. This is a test of your touch. But once again, he's not interested in that. And he's left a cut on in the 6. So there's an awful lot of sort of loose shots going on here. and there's not an awful lot of time taken over considerations of alternative shots. That's the first thing that comes to mind looking at what's going on. And that's 6 ball. It will go, but for it to go, you're going to run into the 9 and probably won't have a shot in the 7. And he's looked to line up the combo. And now Ice Age has a chance to open his lead again to 2. And he should be out, although he's left himself just a little tester on the 7. I mean, there's 300 points difference here between these two, and that should make the difference in the end if Shibo can get his act together. He's been let off the hook there, and he's now got a chance to square the match. So 11 racks all. Break stays with Shibo, so he's won that rack against the head, although it's dry. And really, Ice Age should be running for cover here. A good opportunity for a good safety. Loads of balls to cover each ball here, the 1 ball and the cue ball. But again, he's just going for a blast. But that certainly won't get him a result in this match if that's the way he's going to continue to play. He's going to just give far too many opportunities. Bit of good fortune there. 3 ball on and everything else on thereafter. Now he should go to the right side of the 9 here as we look. He's almost under hit that. He's the wrong angle now on the 4, and now it's going to be difficult to get good on the 5. He's going to have to leave this an awkward shot somewhere from here, or he's going to have to try and run around the table and get lucky. But that's what he did try, and in the end he never got either. He never got the pot, and he didn't get good on the 5. So the lack of gameplay is definitely showing for Shibo. Struggling to find a level of consistency, but as I said, Ice Age just keeps rattling at balls. He's just going to give enough opportunities here for Shibo to gather enough racks, perhaps to open up a gap. Well, this is going to have to go across the table twice, and he may well, he could end up too close to this 6. Needs to keep running. That's another tester. He should get it. Just a gentle push down the rail and run through would be the order of the day here to get on that 7. Again, he's going for the spectacular rather than the common sense, and it's never going to... I mean, you've got to have a semblance of positional play, and that was just poor. You know, you've got to just play with the common sense approach. You roll that 6 in, the cue ball's going up the table for the 7. And Shibo may well want to get back to work. Maybe that's why he's in a hurry. And this time he's teed up. Well, I was going to say he's teed up a starter, but it's a thin cut. So Ice Age is going to have to Well, the path would be to run down off the rail, the short rail, and back up the table. He's trying to hold on the left side. It's a bit of a tester. He needs to watch the cue ball as well. But it's another one that's been stolen there from a careless shot by Shibo. Sacrificed a lead again. And this time though, Ice Age has gifted Shibo an opportunity to square the match with ball in hand. And that 6 and 9 are dead set as a combo. But is he going to be good enough to get there? That's the main concern I would have. Doesn't need to disturb the 6 or anything like that, just needs to get every ball in sequence and leave that shot in the 6-9. Now this is going to be out of shape. Again, a poor shot. And now, once again, he should be trying to lock the cue ball up here, but he's going all out for the cut. That needs to keep going, and he's going to have to make sure he comes around the table on the left hand side to make sure he can see the 6, but the only way of doing that is by going forward. I'll get my line working, going forward and punching it that way to come around. Well, he had the general idea, but he's missed a 5, and that could be a bad miss, because the cue ball's sitting perfect for the combo in the 6, and he's now again handed back the opportunity for Ice Age to open up the gap again to 2. And it was always going to be the 6-9, and Shibo has blown his chance there. A gift of a rack for Ice Age, and of course the break being alternate has gone back to Shibo, who, well, he's got a shot in the 1 and a longer range. Not well, I thought he was going to play the combo there, but he's gone all out for it. When you consider where the 5 is, the 5 is not easy to get to, and where the cue ball's sitting now is nowhere near good enough. He may have been better to go for the combo. So, not really thinking about what he's doing here, and he's gifting opportunities here for his opponent, and that's the way to get yourself into deep trouble. Well, this is make or break here for Ice Age. A 3-rack lead is really going to put the pressure on Shibo, but Shibo's putting the pressure on himself because he's far too loose, and not playing to what strengths he's got. He can certainly play a lot better than that. And now the work becomes even harder and the pressure becomes greater not to make these mistakes. Trailing by 3 and racks are running out. The kick, always a good chance of going in, but how's his luck? Not good. Well, he's not going to get to a rail, is he? Nope, and it's another unforced error, and ball in hand for Ice Age. So positional play is a big struggle for both of these players. Well, that's more to be expected from a 1700 odd player than it is for a 2000, well, almost 2100 player. And the reverse bank goes wrong. Chances are coming thick and fast for both players here, but the level of consistency is so low that every rack can go any direction. And Ice Age has banked to 3. And well, it's all finished in no man's land. And Shibo should be playing safe with this again. He should be trying to bank the 4 up the table, but he's going all out. That's what he does. And he's been paying the price for it though. Well, Spectre Don has arrived in the room. I don't think he's got anything to fear on the outcome of this match. If he runs into either of these two players, it's looking likely that it's going to be Ice Age. And no sooner have I said that, he's missed a fairly straight in 7 ball, but if you look at the position where he's finished to actually play, no thought of getting good on the 8 ball. Good afternoon. If it's high quality you're looking for, you're not going to find it here, I'm afraid. Well, Shibo's chances in this match are slowly dwindling away, rack after rack. Got it back all square at 11 all. And Ice Age, well, this depends on the pace he's going to have to play this at, because he's going to have to make the cut. And the cue ball's going to be running a bit. He needs to try and take as much pace off as he can, and that's what's caused him to miss the 8. So it's a gift for Shibo. But he has to take advantage of it, and he has to stop giving chances to opponents, giving far too many chances. And same thing I talk about in matches, you've got to bring everything to the table. You've got to bring a potting game and a tactical game, and there's no real evidence of either from both. Strategy wise, that is very much not in evidence. Now again, that 5 ball passes 8, so it's a gentle roll in the 3 or a little stun onto the 8. And he's stunned up the table when one option would have just been to run it in and run the cue ball across for the 5 past the 8 ball. So it just means the cue ball's having to travel, and now the problem is the old scratch in the middle pocket here. If he gets this wrong, he's okay with that. So the chance to get back to within 1, and the very strong possibility of a break and run here for Shibo, which is a bit better. And now the break goes back, I think, to Ice Age. Leads by 1, 4 away from round 2. Dry break. The 8 and 9 aren't set anywhere. Now this time Shibo trying to tuck away the one ball, I think. And again a chance for Shibo to get control of the table here from this one ball. He can put his opponent in trouble, he can lock him up here. Good opportunity to do that. But once again, it's all out. Now is he going to nudge into that 9 and 8? I don't know how good the angle is. It would have been a chance to break them out. Let's see if that 8 ball goes into the middle. Yes, it does, so he doesn't need to if he can get good on it. And he's missed a sitter of a 3 ball. Thin edge of the 3. Try and run that cue ball very thin off the 3 and up behind the 4 and 6 at the top end of the table. I think he's just going to run too far, and that might have left a combo. Yes, it has. The 3-5 is on. I think he actually got the 3 ball too thin there. So Shibo lives again, although he's just going to have to kick and hope here, I think. No, he managed to be able to hit it. Well, if he plays a little draggy kill shot here, he can pot the 3 and I think still hold for the 4. Well, he just get into it too much. Same opportunity to tie his opponent up here behind the 6. But again, no thought of that whatsoever, and he's given a chance for Shibo to square the match. I don't know whether he could have drawn back and avoided that collision with the 6. Still got a shot though. That needs to run further to the right. The straighter he can get in the 7, the better chance he has of getting it. And again, rushing the shots, not getting himself set. And he's missed what wasn't a really difficult 7 ball. And he's given the chance once again for Ice Age to keep that gap open. And it's 15 racks to 13. Puts even more pressure on. Getting a ball in the break. Has he got a shot though? Well, he might have a quick 1-9 combo. I'll tell a lie. I thought that was a 9 ball. It's the cue ball. The 9 ball's over the side. Well, that'll do. Well, I don't think there's any doubt he's going to go for the cut. He's going to chip that 3 as well when he plays this shot, so... Well, no, decided to play a safety. Well, there's a miracle. And hasn't quite got the cover. Everything's going far too quick here. There's no... as I say, they're not even looking at options. It's just like it's like an everyday game in a challenge room with two players of a similar rating, but there's 300 points difference here, and you wouldn't know it. Again, ball in hand and a chance for Shibo to get it back to within one. Running out of racks and has to take this. A little stun up the right hand side of the table. Well, he's committed the cardinal sin there by not getting into the cue ball, and now he's left it tough, tight down the rail, and that's nowhere near it, and it's another chance gone. Well, these have got to be hurting now, all happening at the wrong time. And since I joined the match, Shibo got it back to 11 racks all, and he's been behind ever since. So in goes the 8, and shouldn't be a problem with the 9. And Shibo is hanging on by a thread now. Good afternoon. And I think it's bad news for whoever wins this match, because well, they're looking to play Jose, who again is not a 9-baller. He's more a snooker player, but I don't think Jose would give quite as many opportunities as both of these guys are. But Shibo again is first in. Well, he's got to run around behind the 4 here. And again, gets it wrong, getting into the cue ball too much and drawing into the 4, but he's still got a shot. And again, too much in a hurry. Every shot is rushed. If you don't get yourself set up, you give yourself even less of a chance of potting the ball. That's not a bad outcome. So the reward is ball in hand for Shibo. But I've got absolutely no confidence in whether he's going to be able to do this, because he's going to have to get from the 7 to the 8, and that looks difficult enough, the way he's been playing. Off the right side rail or draw down is the order of the day here. Well, this should definitely be back to within 2. So the break with Shibo, and the 4 ball goes in. Now, does the 1 squeeze past the 6? Yes, it does. And that's just short. That should have been past the middle pocket. Testy one. Tight against the rail. Oh dear. Well, at that pace, that was bound to happen. And of course, with only 3 or 4 balls, well, 5 balls left on the table and all wide open, they're just waiting to be knocked into holes here if Shibo doesn't get a hit in this 5 ball. And he's nowhere near it. And so, Ice Age with the opportunity to get to the hill, 1 away, if he can take these out. And he really shouldn't have a problem. Well, he's just got to make sure he comes up the table high enough here for this 8 ball. And if he gets the pace right here, he should be looking at a fairly straight in 9 ball. Doesn't need to rattle this in. But again, too much juice on it. He's now left that little angle. But in it goes. So now, it's the point of no return. And the break is with Ice Age. It's dry. Well, Shibo now with all the work to do if he's going to survive this first round match. But I have to say I don't have a lot of confidence in that happening. Good afternoon, semi-pro. As I said earlier, if it's high class pool you want, this ain't it, I'm afraid. And in goes the 9, and it is all over. The billiard off the 5 onto the 9, and that gives Ice Age the win. And Shibo, well, if ever you want proof of not getting table time in Virtual Pool 4, that is it. Shibo, the first time he's played VP4 online for probably the best part of 2 years or more, and that's how you end up losing 18-14 to a player 300 rating points below you. So Ice Age, well done to him. And it's going to be another problem arranging the match because, again, Ice Age being down in Australia and Jose being in Spain, there's going to be quite a time difference again. But that's who he's going to play in round 2. And those matches have to be played by August the 1st. Now, a quick look, and this is just to remind myself and update myself what's happening. We have the winner of that match between Ice Age and Jose is going to be playing Albinario, who again is top drawer, one of the strongest players in Virtual Pool. Again, although he doesn't play an awful lot, he doesn't necessarily need to. So it's bad news for them, whoever's going to end up playing Albinario. Mal, as we saw the other night there, comfortably through against 1c3ag3, who unfortunately for him had to get a new mouse. His other one broke, and it definitely showed in the match. And a match below that, we've got Snake Eyes against Larry in 2 or 3 days time. What's today's date? Is this the 21st? And that is going to be at 6:10 AM. Well, I'm afraid that is way beyond my hours. I'll be at work. So it's a tough match for Larry. Snake Eyes is a competent player, could go either way. We've got Potman against Smoking Sid, still to arrange their time. We've got Cobra against LS3. That's in, I think, 4 days' time at 7 PM. And we have Cheeky Chico set against Mr. Strocum. And Linus against Tornado Tam. Once again, that's going to be a morning match at 9 AM. And that's on, what day is this? Wednesday. That's on Friday. So once again, I won't have that because I'll be at work. And then we've got Jeeves against Billy Big Rigger. Jeeves having beaten Squirter by 18 racks to 4. And Sergeresh is waiting on the winner of that match. And then we have Simanx against Bankster. And that is again in 3 days' time at 5 PM. Hazard against Christian. Acero, who won his first match against Apollo 999 by 18 racks to 13. And Acero is set against Tommy Yu. That should be a good match. Once again, the problem there is Tommy Yu, well, I believe is in Germany. And Acero, of course, is in Japan. So there's a big 7 or 8 hours time difference there between the two of those guys. We've got Semi-Pro up against Bedhead in a second round match, still to arrange a time. We've got Quagmire against Mooncake. And the bottom match there in round 2. All of these matches were all players who all got buys from the first round, pretty much most of them. And the last match in the second round was Spectre Dawn against Shaft Crack. Spectre Dawn comfortably through by 18 racks to 6. So there's a few matches in the bracket. Unfortunately, I won't get most of them because of the time the time they've been set at. So whenever I can, I'll get the odd one or two. So until we meet again, that was an unexpected match, but I'll be having strong words with Shibo before he plays his next match. Until we meet again, stay safe, take care, and stay cool, because that's what I'm trying to do. And I'll see you again.